Morning, everybody. Sawadee, sawadee. Are you sick of Thailand? You are not alone. A lot of people sick of Thailand these days. But you know what? There's people, they're sick of Thailand. Then somebody else goes somewhere else. They're sick of the Philippines. They're sick. You know, I don't give it too much weight, to be quite honest. But if you're thinking of moving to Southeast Asia or you just want a better vacation than your last overpriced stay in Phuket, you are not alone. This region is heating up and everyone has an opinion. Thailand is played out. Vietnam is the new darling. Hanoi has the cheap beer. And Cambodia, well, it still has the Angkor Wat and cheap beer, plus more. Now, I've been saying that Thailand is done probably for 10 years. I've been saying it's done as a tourist trap. It's a tourist destination. Let's not even call it a trap. It's called a destination. The thing is that there are plenty of people in the world and people grow up. 10 years ago, there were Russians who were 10 years old and now they're coming to Thailand. But before, it might have been Americans coming to Thailand and they might have been in their 40s. Who knows? All right, Andy. Hey, Jim. How you doing? So there's always a number of people that haven't been to Thailand or any other destination. There's people that, they're traveling for the first time. So while people may come here and some people may say, it's done to death, which I think it is. Uh, there are going to be people that come here and they go, oh, it was so wonderful. Now, I've seen a lot of people say this that have been here for 30, 40 years. If you're coming here now and it's your first time, you have no idea how good this place used to be. You really don't. You haven't got a clue. Hate to say it, but you are clueless. If you think Thailand is good now with the higher prices and, you can say, oh, well, the cost of living is going up everywhere. Yeah, but it doesn't go up quite as fast here for some reason. You know, so, there's a lot of other options that people have. And you see, the thing is that not everybody wants to be a tourist. Some people want to be an expat. And some people want to go to a place they haven't got a clue of what the country's like. It's only what they know from what people have told them or what they've read or seen. Places like the White Lotus, stuff like that. That's not a good reason to come here and decide you're going to stay here. Oh my God, I'm going to move to Thailand. I met a guy, I'm not going to get into it too much, but I met a guy and he has been here for a couple of days. First time ever. He's in his 60s. And I think it was Thai friendly, is what he said. He met a girl on Thai friendly. And now he's been in Thailand for 5 days. He's been with her every single day. Okay, nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's what you want. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Can everybody else hear me? She probably ruined my my microphone because she called. But I don't know. Can everybody else hear me? Okay. Hit refresh. If everybody else can hear me, then there's no problem. It's gotten more expensive. I still love Thailand. Blah, blah, blah. Hi. Good morning. Can't hear you. Okay, now volume is good. Okay. Well, that's good. Now, hang on 1 second. 1 second. Uh, yeah, so, what is this? Oh, she sent me a phone. Oh, okay. She got her phone back. She tells me at 5:30, I'm on my way home. I'm like, okay, good. It's Alex's birthday yesterday. I'm like, make sure you stop and, grab something at the store or whatever. We can have a little sit down dinner or whatever, eat some cake. And hang on. She's just telling me she got it. So anyway, I call her up or she called me up and said, oh, I'm on my way home. I said, okay. On the way home, she lost her phone. So she didn't get home until like 10:15. I said, what are you still so late for? She said, oh, I lost my phone. And then until 1 o'clock, 1:30 in the morning, I'm trying to help her to do everything on her phone to try to find her phone and all these other things. Don't lose your phone. Don't lose your phone. That's what I would say. Yeah, dude, you got problems with your computer. It ain't me. I don't think it's me. All right. Anyway, let me continue. There is the truth, and that truth is every country has its set of pros and cons and its real world consequences, depending on whether you're passing by, passing through, or you're planting roots. Now, you guys might think, oh my God, Thailand is so much more expensive. It's so much. I hear this all the time. Oh, the visa rules. Oh my God, they're so difficult. They're so harsh. Oh, I don't know why. I'm like, what is so harsh? Well, now they're going to cut back the 30 days now. Wait, you mean they're going to go back to the 30 days that it was originally? And you're going to get an extension for 30 days? So as a tourist, you can stay for 60 days? Yeah. Okay. I understand it might make things a little more inconvenient. But the bottom line is, just like a year and a half, 2 years ago, it was 30 days without a visa. And now it's 60. And they've said, oh, we might cut it back to 30. Well, they put it at 45, they put it at 60. Now they might go back to 30. And a lot of other places only give 30, some give 90. But that's what I'm going to go over. We're gonna talk about which countries give you what. And I can tell you this also. An easier visa does not make a place better to stay. It may make it easier to stay there, but it does not make the place better. Oh, before it was, oh, the Philippines, it's so easy. Oh, Vietnam is so easy. Cambodia is so easy. Well, okay, it might be a little bit easier, but is it really that much better? And some things are better and some things are not. And I think that I'll just say this right now. I think Vietnam and Cambodia have started to catch up to Thailand. But I'm not sure about Vietnam, although I think they have a lot to offer. But Cambodia doesn't have the resources that Thailand has. And so I don't think it's ever going to catch up Thailand 100%. I think it's going to catch up and be like the place to go where Thailand is no longer valued. Vietnam may catch up. And so, anyway, this is not some little sugar-coated travel brochure. I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. And I've been to each of these places many times. I haven't been to Vietnam more than about 5 times. And Cambodia, I've been like almost 60 times. In Thailand, I've been living here for 30 years. So this is a real deal comparison. Whether you're sick of Thailand or not, or you're thinking of giving Vietnam or Cambodia a go, this video, this live stream is for you. And in case you don't know, I am Scott. I'm an American in Bangkok. I'm an American who's been living in Thailand for 30 years now. And if you like this video, please click. And if you have yet to subscribe, please do so. And remember to hit the notification bell so you'll stay informed of my upcoming videos and live streams. If you'd like to send me a message, a note, whatever, a Dear Scott letter, or you need a consultation, email me at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. All right, real quick, the exchange rate now is 33.19, which it's all right. That's what I'll say. It's not 34, but at least it's 33. It's not 32. Air quality is 44, which is fairly decent here. In the temperature in Fahrenheit right now is 88 degrees, high of 96, low of 93, and the feel like temperature is 86. In Celsius, the temperature is 31, high of 35, low of 28, and 33 is the feel like temperature. 76% humidity, and it will be rainy through next weekend. All right. Let us start with tourists. What I would say is Thailand is still the king for first timers. What I know, the majority of people come to Thailand first before they ever go to Vietnam or Cambodia. Now, this is changing, but this is the way that it is. Thailand has good food, really good food, great beaches, easy access. And right now, you get a 60-day visa exemption if you're from the right country. The infrastructure is top notch. The hospitals are world class. And the return rate of people that come here is very high. But it is not cheap anymore. Not if you want a decent experience. You're going to have to shell out some dough. But it is not as expensive as, say, the United States or Australia or Great Britain. Vietnam is the up-and-comer. It is cheaper than Thailand. And the 90-day e-visa is fantastic. And it's finally, they are finally building out their infrastructure there. But the tourist return rate is surprisingly low. There's really good food, and it's inexpensive for the most part. There's some solid cities. What I notice is most of the really good cities are along the coast. They're not really inland. And that's where the transportation lies. But it is still a little bit rough around the edges. And everybody that went to Vietnam, almost everybody, a very high percentage, 90%, all said they loved it. But I don't know that everybody's going to go back. And people go, oh, I'm going to go live in Vietnam. I'm going to go live in Cambodia. And I'll just make it really easy. Okay. And you can think I'm biased or whatever, but I don't think I am, because I've been to these places and I've seen a lot of the things they have to offer. Vietnam is very nice. It's a very nice place. And I don't know that the people are really friendlier. Maybe in Cambodia they're friendly than in Thailand. Because I think in the tourist areas, the tourists have jaded the Thais working in the area. They're sick and tired of seeing all these people come in and piss all their money away, and they're not getting rich. Maybe some of them are, but not all of them. Cambodia is like a throwback to Thailand, say 20, 30 years ago. It's cheap, raw, and a little lawless. Still, even now, an Angkor Wat is a showstopper, but outside the tourist zones, it's not really built for comfort. Scams are common. The healthcare is still relatively weak. But if you're broke and you want to go to, say, the Wild West on a budget, it's the place to go to. As far as for expats, Thailand still reigns supreme for long-term expats. I got a video coming up tomorrow about how I was wrong about expats leaving Thailand. There are a lot of expats leaving Thailand, but there are also a little bit more coming to Thailand. Actually, it's increasing. The number of expats are increasing, not decreasing, as I once thought. And that was an anecdotal kind of measure that I was going by. But now I've really researched it, and that's not the case. They have elite visas, they have the LTR visa, they have the digital visa, they have the retirement visa, they have the marriage visa, they have the media visa, they have the business visa. As long as you got some money, then you can come here and it'll be great. But the cost of living is creeping up for sure. But it's still very livable. And if you want to be around of a network of foreigners, then there's plenty here to choose from, plenty that you can be friends with. And the visa crackdowns in some areas are real. And, people go, oh, a long stay visa is not easy. What do you mean it's not easy? You got the money, it's easy. I mean, it's a pain in the ass to go to immigration. It can be a pain in the ass. It's a half a day, 2/3 of a day. But it's the same amount of money that it has been for years. And so it's not like people who want to stay here have to pay more. They might have to show things more. But since when did Thailand not have the right to ask for proof of your financial standing? Now, in Cambodia, they often, although they say they require it, they often do not need to see anything. So why on earth in Cambodia right now they go, oh, you don't have to show the financials. You don't have to show how much you made. Okay, good. But guess what? In a couple of years, they're going to be like, sorry, now you have to show the financials. That's how it works. I've seen it. Many people have seen it. This is how it works here. When a country starts picking up business and they start getting busier and busier and busier, they start making it more difficult. Now, Vietnam is a serious contender for expats, especially younger expats and digital nomads. The digital visa is a game changer. It's cheaper than Thailand, less touristy, and fast, becoming a tech and remote work hub. But integration isn't as easy. Language is a bigger barrier, and rules can change without warning. Even here in Thailand, people are lazy to speak the language. They're lazy. I mean, just face it. Most people are lazy. They'll learn, oh, Sawati. Oh, that's it. That's all they do. But they don't, like I said, they don't stick to it. And I got a message from a guy, I don't know when it was, when I did the video about language. And the guy's like, oh, you really expect 60-year-olds to learn the language? Yeah. And what's the point? You're lazy. You don't have it in you to be disciplined enough to go to a class 2 or 3 times a week and learn the basics of the language. Well, if you don't, then what are you coming here for? Oh, well, I expect them to speak English to me. The one thing I was taught when I first started traveling, and I mean, I was like 15 years old when I really knew about traveling. When you go to a country and your language is not the first language, when you go up to them, you don't just start speaking your language to them. You go, excuse me, do you speak English? You don't assume they speak English. You ask them, do you speak English? No, no. Oh, a little bit. Okay. Now, Cambodia is the most relaxed of the three places for an expat. You can still bribe your way through a visa extension or just pay, which is what you got to do. It's not that big of a deal, and it's the cheapest of the three places. You can live off of $800 to $1,000 a month, and you're not really you're fine if you're smart with your money. You'll be fine, but you're not going to get world class healthcare there, and you may not get clean water in every tap, which we don't get here either. Um, and if you're going to get a retirement, some kind of retirement going, you may need a backup plan. So those are some of the things, but let me get into some of these other things because what is this? I'm looking here. You are back from your sabbatical. Yes, I'm back from my sabbatical. It's on par with Thailand. Yes, pretty much. Thailand is like all the places that you make your full-time home. Everyone needs to get away from their home to do a little vacation. Wants to try Japan. I like to go to Japan. It's great. Dump like a rock in your slowly butt. Where are you now, Darth Son? Have you come to Thailand? Are you in Thailand? Are you an expat? Or are you just sitting at home? What's your deal? Now, for the visa policies, Thailand has a 60-day visa exemption for many. There's the e-visa, the STV is available. Vietnam has a 45-day exemption or 90-day e-visa for many. So they're comparable. Cambodia has a 30-day e-visa. Now, Thailand has a high return rate. That's the thing. Most people will come back to Thailand, and some of these other places they're not going to. You have to wait until 10 o'clock. Yeah. They're trying. There's like, I don't know if they're from a boy band or what's the deal. No, you cannot come in. What time is it here? 9:23. Yeah, they can't come in for 40 minutes. Let's see here. The tourist volume in Thailand in 2024 was 28 million. In Vietnam, it was 12.6 million. And in Cambodia, it was 5 million. So when I first came here, it was 6.8 million. So right now, that was almost 31 years ago. So Cambodia is a little under what Thailand was 30 plus years ago. So they're 30 years behind, if you want to say it that way. Tourist hotspots: Bangkok, Chiang Mai, Phuket, Pattaya, Hanoi, Hoi An, Da Nang, Ho Chi Minh City, and in Phnom Penh, Sihanoukville, Siem Reap. The cost daily budget in Thailand, $50 to $150. $50 you can get by on, but you're going to have a cheap place to stay, and that's pretty low, really, to be in Thailand now. In Vietnam, $30 to $100. In Phnom Penh, $25 to $80. Listen, me and my buddy used to go to Phnom Penh all the time, and we paid $15 a night. And what they did was they charged the people who didn't know the real price. They charged them $20. And for the first couple of times, you were like, oh, $20. And I go, no, no, no. The last time you charged me 15. Oh, okay. $15. That was it. Piece of cake, man. All right. The infrastructure in Thailand is excellent, especially in the major cities. In Vietnam, it's improving and decent in key spots. In Cambodia, it's rough outside the tourist areas. And I don't know if Two Quarters Korean remembers, but when we went to like Battambang and Siem Reap, and all these other places. It was a pain to get there. We had to like rent. We had to get a car and a driver. Well, we got a driver. That's basically it. He had his car and he drove us, and that's how we got. I think that was Battambang. I don't remember. Maybe it was. Maybe it was Siem Reap, but that was how we got there. It wasn't like we could just go, oh, I'm going to jump on the a sky train or a train or something like that. Boom, we're there in an hour and a half. It wasn't like that. Tourist scams in Thailand are quite common. In Vietnam, it's getting better, but you have to still be cautious. And in Cambodia, petty theft is high, and the infrastructure there is extremely patchy. Now, here's the one that everybody's waiting for, and that is nightlife. Who has the best nightlife? Well, overall, Thailand. It's wild in Pattaya and in Bangkok. Vietnam is definitely growing. It's got the local flair to it, but it's not as developed as in Thailand. And I don't care. I read something about where a guy goes, "Oh, that one place is just as good as Walking Street." No, it's not. It's not. You can say what you want, but it's not. And Cambodia, forget about it. I mean, they're like little. Most of the places are the little rinky-dink beer bars or whatever, go-go bars. Kind of go-go bars. But it's a little more wide open in Cambodia. Cultural sites in Bangkok. There is a rich plethora of cultural sites. However, many of them, or almost all of them, are very commercialized. In Vietnam, there is quite a few, but it's less polished and a little more authentic. Listen, I watched a thing on Netflix the other day, and it was talking about the Vietnam War. And they showed Hue because Hue was a big place in the war. And I was like, I've been there. And then they showed the Hanoi Hilton. Hey, I've been there a couple of times. They showed all these places. And I'm like, I've been to these places. And then I thought to myself, like, when you went to the Hanoi Hilton, okay, it's developed. And in some ways you go, it's touristy. But in other ways you go, it's very real. And it was in Hue where I went, and they had all these tanks and aircraft, and I mean, just everything all out, laid out in I forget the name of the place. And I was like, holy shit, man. And you're wondering what's going on. Were these used? What's the deal? How many people did they kill? Have they shot down people? What's going on? So there is some authenticism in Vietnam, a lot. And this is why I say Vietnam has a lot to offer. And we're not even talking about inland. When you go inland, most everybody goes Ho Chi Minh, Hanoi, Da Nang, what is it? Not Ram, Not Trang. Is that it? Da Nang. So I think if you go east, you'll get to see some things that most people don't. Hey, Sammy, what's happening? I am coming at the end of this month to look at the retirement. Well, I don't know what you need to look at. I don't know what you need to look at when it comes to the retirement visa. It's not like you're going to, if you want to go in and you want to go to, not Trang, if you want to go in to immigration and start asking them questions about it, good luck. That's all I got to say. I didn't forget anything. I mean, really, if you go into immigration, you want to start asking a bunch of questions. That is not the right way to gather information. That's a big pain in the ass, is what it is. Thailand isn't the only game in town anymore. No, it is not. And there are other places, there are other options. And when other people start, this is why I said it's cut into the market share. Because before, people came here and listen, 30 years ago, when I went, like going to Cambodia, forget about it. There were no ATMs. I talked about this before. No ATMs, no Western Union, nothing. You either had money there or you brought money in, cash. And that was it. That was the only way. There were not many people there. And there were some people that were living there. But listen, I knew a guy, he was making $1,000 a month, and that was like 25 years ago. He's making $1,000 a month, and it wasn't enough. Now, he was a younger guy, and he wanted to party a little bit, and stuff like that. So he really had to watch his money, but every month he was like scraping by. I'm back in my house in Northern California. Where does your friend look for the women? My friend? Well, my friend goes for the women that are pay for play just because he doesn't want to deal with anything else. He doesn't want to meet a girl and get married and do these other things, which is what happens when you get older. You forgot Halong Bay and Sapa. Man, I didn't forget those places. Let me tell you something. Halong Bay is a fucking tourist trap, period. Sapa is even worse. I know several people who went to Sapa, and every goddamn one of them didn't like it. I mean, I know one person who went to Sapa, and I told her, don't go to Sapa. It's a freaking tourist trap. I trust my buddy who went there, and I'm telling you, don't go there. And I said, do what you want, but you're not going to have a good time. She went there anyway. You're just trying to tell me that I don't, that you're just trying to basically shit on my parade. I said, no, I'm not. I'm trying to just tell you the truth. Okay. She went. They barely want to cook for me. It's a homestay. They won't even cook for me. It's not a homestay. It's just a place in somebody's house I can sleep. She hated it. A lot of people did not like it. Sapa was full of shops selling. Well, that's what I just said. It's not a great place. I mean, yeah, you want to go back. You want to go through there. I mean, listen, I went to Halong Bay, and I went on a tour, and it was like going on the Mekong on a boat. No, I don't think it's like that. Not at all. Most men who go to Pattaya and who haven't gone there before, they used to like it. Now there's a lot more negativity about the place because of the prices, because of a lot of things going on. The infrastructure in Pattaya sucks. Okay? They take years to finish roads and do things, and it sucks. That's the bottom line. You go to Sapa, and I'm telling you, it's a tourist trap. Just like when I went down the Mekong on the boat, and I thought, oh, I'm going to have 50 fishermen and maybe 10 farang. No, it was like 100 farang. Just like I took the sleeper bus. Yes, it was a mix of people, but many of them were foreigners. Just if you're looking for a place to go where there's tourists, this is not the channel for you. Honestly, I hate tourist traps. And I'll tell you honestly what I think of the place. listen, Hanoi, Ho Chi Minh, okay, you can go and have a genuine experience, a nice time where you're not dealing with nothing but tourists, or you can go and you'll be surrounded by tourists. Now, to me, I've been to Hanoi now like 5 times, and Ho Chi Minh the same. And while, I like the towns and I like the vibe and everything, they're both tourist traps. So if you don't want to be in a tourist trap, don't go there. And that's the thing. I don't go to those places anymore. I like Da Nang, but I could see that tourism was starting to be let in. I went to Quignon. Quignon, what a place! There were no tourists, none. I mean, I went to a place and I was the only foreigner. I was the only person at this place. There are goats all over the side of the mountain. There's a huge, like 30-foot Buddha. And then you go down about 100 feet and you're right next to the ocean, sitting on a platform. Nobody there, just me. And I was in Quignon. I went to the beach. I'm standing on the beach and I said, this is my beach. There's nobody here. Look at this. And I point to the left and I point to the right. There's nobody there. And I'm like, this is my beach, man. This is my beach. That I like. I don't like it when you turn to the right and there's, a bunch of Russians, a bunch of, whatever they are, Danish. Then you turn to the left, there's a bunch of Americans and Brit. I mean, that's not what I like. Well, fortunately, I don't have to relive it because I was there. I was singled out by street sellers who would not stop following me around. I immersed myself back into the Thai group. Well, that's one of the reasons why I generally don't go with a bunch of Thais, honestly. There is a Nepalese bar on the rooftop of the area I live in. Such a good location and vibe, but I hate that the guys don't speak Japanese or English. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Let me see something here. What happened? All right. Now, let me see here. Digital. Okay, wait a minute. Cultural sites, rich but commercialized. That's for Bangkok, Thailand. Strong, less polished, but authentic. That's Vietnam. Angkor Wat is the crown jewel. Yes, it is. But it's always had its share of tourists. And Angkor Wat is, I don't want to say it's a tourist trap, but there are a lot of tourists there. We went to Bahtman. We couldn't find an air conditioner. The only place where there was an air conditioner was one particular coffee shop, and I think the hotel that we stayed in. And that was it. I mean, we didn't see that many foreigners, and I mean, that's what I like, you know. So, 2007. I don't know why. I have no idea why. That's for you. And you know what? Your sexuality, we don't give a fuck about it. Nobody gives a fuck about you and your sexuality. I don't give a shit. Do I look like a guy that cares about what you do in bed? Come on. Get real, man. Instead of being an idiot. Idiot. All right. Let's see here. Oh, digital nomad friendly. Thailand, good infrastructure, but the costs are climbing. Vietnam, very popular and rising fast. Cambodia, cheap but rougher in experience. Yeah, I mean, listen, you go in Cambodia, and you know they're just now starting to get with the groove about the Wi-Fi and that sort of thing. Expat comparison. Thailand has marriage, retirement, LTR, ED, elite, business. Vietnam, business, investor, DT visa, digital nomad. Cambodia, retirement, business, NGO, investor. And believe me, I thought about going to Cambodia and getting a 1 year visa and doing it for a few years in a row and then getting some residency or something, but they don't give you the residency. All right, the visa hassle, increased documentation and crackdowns. I don't know. To me, I have not seen that in Thailand. I haven't seen crackdowns. What crackdowns? Oh, now you can't use an income affidavit. So, Vietnam, bureaucratic but stable process. Cambodia, relaxed. And some people say it is too relaxed. My buddy who lives there told me, yes, you're supposed to show how much money you make and all this other stuff. He goes, you don't have to do that. They don't ask that stuff of you. Crazy. There are still a few places left in the world. I think Albania is one of them, where all you have to do is say, yeah, I got money to live here. And they go, okay. Because you know what? It's on you. Just like in Thailand, it really is on you. If you don't have the money to pay, guess what? It's on you. It's all on you. Everything's on you. All right, the cost of living. In Thailand, 1,000 to 2,500 a month for a basic standard of living. Vietnam, 800 to 2,000 a month, typical. In Cambodia, 600 to 1,500 a month is typical. All right, and healthcare. Thailand, high-end private hospitals. Vietnam, decent in cities, improving. In Cambodia, weak outside Phnom Penh. I mean, listen, it's really weak. Compared to Vietnam and Thailand, it's really weak. That's pretty much how it is. Okay. The number of expats in Thailand, 250,000. Hang on a second, Billy. 250,000 to 300,000 expats. That's 2024. In Vietnam, 100,000 expats. And in Cambodia, 25,000 to 30,000 expats. So that's only about 10% of what there is in China. What does that tell you? I think see, what he does is he's got uh, some money coming in. Well, it's Social Security. And I don't think he needs that money because he's earning money from something else where he gets paid. So the Social Security just goes into savings. Everything else is what he spends, and I think it's probably altogether about 80,000. But he puts like 35,000 in savings every month or something like that. I don't know, but that's pretty close. Ease of doing business in Thailand. Medium, lots of red tape. In Vietnam, tough but improving. In Cambodia, easiest but least regulated. So that's where they can screw you over if they want to. Long-term stability, Thailand, good but getting stricter. Vietnam, risky for long-term stay. I would say so. Cambodia, lax laws but unstable economy. Like I said, an easy visa does not make a place the best place to go or a good place to go. Long-term stability in Thailand, good but getting stricter. Risky for long-term stay for Cambodia, rather Vietnam. Lax laws and unstable economy in Cambodia. Crime and safety. Thailand is generally very safe. Vietnam is relatively safe, but there are scams possible. And Cambodia is a little less predictable, and the police system is a bit weak. I didn't even see that. I don't give a shit. Oh my God. I'm not feeling as excited staying in Thailand this year. I don't know what it is. The charm seems to be fading each time I return. Who wants to build or buy a $250,000 house in Cambodia? Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you got $25 million, okay, fine, build yourself a $250,000 house because you can afford to lose it. You need to get off the bar stool and see something else. Mafia business partner in Southeast Asia. Thailand is bar girls. That's it. You are pretty full of shit now, aren't you? People don't retire to Thailand to visit temples. Well, tell me what they retire to do. Please explain it to me. Because even when I came in the beginning, although I did, tap a little ass here and there, female ass, I had many other interests when I came here, and I was doing many, many things. Now I'm a lot older, and I don't want to do as many things. I don't have that urge to go out and see everything. I've already been to a lot of the place. I've seen much of Thailand. I won't say most. I'll say much. I've seen much of Southeast Asia. And, do I need to upgrade and go somewhere and see it again and again and again every 5 years? No, I don't. You know why? Because I don't have to. You know. So there you go, Pop Tart. Why don't you Pop Tart your ass back into the toaster and shut the hell up? If a typical insurance quote in time is around 65,000, what? Dude, you're asking the wrong sort of question. I'm sorry I can't help you, but can I hook up with a Thai college student? I don't know. Depends on you. I mean, I wish I could tell you, but I can't. And you're saying the insurance quote is, it depends on how old you are. It depends on all kinds of things. Yeah, first of all, you have to be around them where they'll allow you to get in with them. Get in and start talking to you. They'll allow you to do that. Now, if you don't speak any Thai, you can still do it, but it's going to be more difficult. If you speak some Thai, at least you'll be able to get in there a little bit. You may not be able to get in their pants, but you're going to get in and talk to them. I guarantee you. I mean, when I met my wife, she was a student, and I loved it. I loved her little uniform. That I still remember that. She used to wake up in the morning, put the baby powder on, get the little black skirt on, and all that other kind of stuff. And I'd be like, man, this is good. I thought you were going to retire. When was the last time I went to the United States? It's been about a year and 5 months or something like that. So what the crap? Jim, hit refresh. All right, let's see here. Thailand is welcoming, but some fatigue with expats. Vietnam is friendly, but the language is a barrier. So what that means is that Thailand is starting to make it less of a barrier because they are starting to uh, speak more English. This generation of Thai speaks more English than the last one and the one before that. Cambodia, easygoing but not highly structured. That's putting it mildly. Internet and tech, excellent coverage and speed in Thailand. In Vietnam, it's fast and affordable. It's very affordable here in Thailand. I can tell you that. I pay about $12 for internet. Um, and if I wanted, I could use it at home. I could use it however I want. I got enough time. Yeah, Vietnam is fast and affordable. And in Cambodia, it's slower and spottier in rural areas. Yeah, you see, I don't think about those things, Darth, son. Why would I give a shit? I don't care. They do. They wear uniforms. And kids in high school wear uniforms. I don't give a shit about that. What does that matter? I don't make the rules, so I don't try to fix the rules. You know what I mean? All right, the takeaways from this. Cambodia remains a budget frontier, cheap, wild, and loose, but rougher, riskier, and less reliable for long-term comfort. Just watch the movie. What is it? City of what is it with the City of Ghosts? Is that it? Yeah, City of Ghosts. Pretty good movie. And actually, Matt Damon, when he was not shooting in Cambodia, he came to uh, Bangkok and he went into Nana Plaza and he was in my buddy's bar, and my buddy got photos with him and everything. Of course, he had a couple girls with him. And the movie's all right. It's a pretty good movie, but if you want to get just an idea of what Cambodia can be like, you watch that. There's one on some prostitute that was pretty good, and this guy's trying to save her, and he wants to marry her and all this. I forget the name of it, but that gives you a pretty good idea about Cambodia. Cambodia is much different uh, than Thailand and Vietnam. They're all different from each other. Very, very different from each other. Vietnam is on the rise. Infrastructure is catching up. Costs are lower, and it's becoming a real contender, especially for those who want to be digital nomads. Thailand is still the most polished and reliable for both tourists and expats, but it's getting more expensive and bureaucratic. So it's going to cost you a little bit more. That's just the way that it goes. Oh, really? That's interesting to get their language up. Things to do, Scott. Fantastic podcast. Have a great weekend. City of Ghosts. Okay. Do you see less Chinese tourists since China economy going south? Well, I don't see many Chinese tourists, to be honest, because I don't go to tourist destinations. Sometimes I see them when I have to go out and I have to be around a lot of people, or I have to be in an area and there just happens to be a lot of tourists in that area. But I see more Burmese than I see Chinese, honestly. You don't like Malaysia and Indonesia and Philippines? I didn't say that. Why do you come up with these assumptions? We're not talking about those places. That's why I'm not talking about them, because I didn't want to put 8 things on a stream, 10 different places, Hong Kong and Singapore and Malaysia and Philippines and India. When you go to CASHAPP, well, I went a couple of months ago, and I was going to go this past weekend, and I told my wife why. That was the last time I seen some Chinese tourists, and that was probably 4 or 5 months ago, something like that. I've been to the Philippines many times. Many Burmese working in resorts and hotels in the south. Yeah, when I did go to Phuket a while back, uh, I went into a restaurant. It was filled with Burmese. I was talking to them about where I've been, what I've done, where I've seen, because I've been a lot of places in Myanmar, and I speak a little bit. I, I'd have to, I got a cheat sheet I look at, and it helps me remember. But there are a lot of Burmese, man. There are a lot of Burmese restaurants. There's a Burmese restaurant right down the street. There's Burmese restaurant. I don't even know where it is. It's in the market there. And the one girl who's uh, she's like my contact for everything Burma right now. And she's really good. She tells me, oh, you got to go to this place. You got to go to that place. Thank you very much, Nomad Archer. And I don't know where she is now because there's some chick who she's Burmese, but she's got tattoos all over her. And she doesn't look all that friendly. Not that I really care about that. I will ask her at some point. The girl doesn't come back in another week. Hey, where's your friend? Oh, she go back Burma. I don't know. But she was really good, really helped me out a lot. But a lot of Burmese have come over here, and I see far more Burmese here than I do Chinese. Again, nobody gives a fuck about your sexuality, buddy. See you later. What is it? What is it when we start talking about things like this? All these guys come up. Oh, every girl in Thailand is a lady boy. Ugh. Really? God, if that's what you think, you are pretty stupid. Hello, Took. And I'll be back on next Friday. And what was it? Let me see here. Okay, Andy. Let's see here. Where is it? Oh, was this it? No, no, no. Let me see here. I got something to just notify you about because Bangkok Post is reporting that the dollar has declined rapidly following the announcement by Scott Mallon that he has taken a sabbatical from the popular YouTube channel An American in Bangkok. Wow. I did not know that. Goodbye, stupid. And do I speak Thai? Yes, definitely. Burma girls have lots of junk in the trunk. Well, obviously, you don't know what you're talking about because um, that's not how I look at them. Well, the Thais have some bonds that are coming due, and I don't think they're going to be able to pay them, and that's going to drive it's going to drive the dollar down. I mean, the baht down. Do you ever get bored living in Bangkok? Of course. Mr. Andy is here, another expat. Well, another traveler. He's not an expat. He's a tourist. You're a tourist. Well, there's always a delay. So anyway, I suggest that if you want to go live in Cambodia, if you want to go live in Vietnam, or if you want to live in Thailand, visit all those places. Visit every place. That's what you should do. Pick out 3 cities in each country, 2 or 3, and go to every single place. Take off 2 months and, take 2.5, 3 weeks in each place. That's what I would do. I wouldn't just, I'm going to come to wherever. I'm going to go to Vietnam because it's supposed to be so much better. Listen, Vietnam is, to me, it almost mimics Thailand. It's just the people speak a different language. It's a little bit different, and I would say they're not quite as open. They're not quite as open, and to me, they're not quite as friendly as the Thais. But the ones that were friendly were very, very friendly. And I talked about this before, but I was in Queen Yon, and I was looking for a restaurant. I had these restaurants I wanted to look at. No. I was looking for restaurants, and so I said, do you know where it is? Can you tell me where it is? Oh, okay, no problem, no problem. I take you. I said, what? She said, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. I said, all right. I waited 5 minutes. We go out in the front. She goes, you go motorbike with me. She took me on her motorbike and took me right to the restaurant. It was like 5 minutes away. Took me right there. She goes, here you go. She goes, you know how to get back to the place? Yeah, I know how. Okay, no problem. She was great. And I asked her, what's your deal? Are you married? Do you have, what do you have going on here? Why do you always fucking talk about that when you come in here? No, it's not that people are tired of pie. They're not tired of pie. They're tired of Israelis who fuck up and do stupid shit. And then everybody's got to jump on the particular people doing the things wrong. So don't talk about it again. If I want to talk about pie, I'll talk about pie. But if I don't want to, I don't want to hear a word about it. I don't want to hear shit about it. Because you know what? I won't go there just because of the Israelis. Simple as that. Oh my God. Where is this? Let me see here. There is a clamp down on them. Oh, well, this is the Israeli man who, Andy, you can sit down if you want. You can sit here. They'll bring it to you. March 21st, Israeli tourist loses bowel control in Pattaya taxi. Yeah, I love key lime pie. Now, how do you lose control? I understand it's very it's a touchy subject, Oh, I peed myself. Oh, I shit myself. Listen, if you got to take a dump, you got to take a dump, but you don't need to take a dump in the car. Jesus Christ. I forgot all about that. That was an Israeli. And all he did was pay $1,500. So you gave him $50 for crapping in his car. Very easy. Let's see here. Many people in forums kept suggesting I look at Chiang Mai as a place to. Why do we care about this, Jim? Yeah, I would not live in Chiang Mai. It's just my own opinion. I wouldn't live in Chiang Mai simply because of the burning season. You know, it's that simple. Why are so many Israelis there? I don't know. They like to go there. Well, so there's a lot of Indians, Russians, Chinese. Yeah. And Malaysians have been coming for a long time because, you know, they're right on the border. So it's very easy for them to come over, and they can come over quite easy. Not as many Cambodians come here, you know. Where am I from in the States? Florida and New York. Why does pie make you so upset, Scott? It sounds irrational. Oh, fuck you. You know, really, just shut up. You don't know. The thing is I got to hear about, oh, what's going on in pie? Hey, how's it going in pie? What's going on in pie? I don't give a fuck what's going on in pie. Do you understand? It's it's not it's not a place that I want to go, and it's not a place I would suggest for people to go. And it just happens because, listen, it is what it is. There's a lot of Israelis there. I wouldn't go there simply because I don't want to be around them. I don't want to be around in a trouble spot. And that's what they are. So, you know, it's very simple. And it doesn't have anything to do with, you know, necessarily bad people or anything like that. But the ones that tend to go there, they tend to, for whatever reason, I don't know, and I'm not going to try to explain it. They go there and they get into all kinds of trouble. And you know what? It's not my trouble. I don't have any problems here. I live a very laid back life here, man. I want food, I get food. If I want it delivered, I get it delivered. If I want to go somewhere, I go. And you know what? I got a chauffeur. Oh, yeah, there was the chick. That's what it was. Thank you very much. I got a message about that the other day about a chick who refused to take her shoes off to go into a to go into a to go into an establishment. She said, "No, I'm not taking my shoes off. Oh, my feet hurt. Oh, I don't want to take them off." And they're like, "No, you need to take them off." And she didn't want to take them off, and they said, "No, well, you can't come in." You know. So, you know, when you say, "No, I don't want to abide by your culture," you're basically telling the culture to fuck off. And, you know, at the very least, she should have said, "Okay, okay, no problem, no problem. But, you know, please, I will tell you, if you let me keep it on, it's very good because my feet, they hurt so much. I'm very sorry, but, you know, you think maybe I can do it?" You don't go in and just go get all arrogant and go, "Oh, I'm not wearing them because because I got this going on and I don't care what you say." And yeah, this is what I mean. Like these kind of people, to me, they're the scum of the earth. Why do I have to explain myself about why I don't want to talk about it? Because I don't want to talk about scumbags? Turn it off. Jesus Christ. Yeah, please. Well, that's the thing. And you think about it, I don't know how many, there's a lot of Israelis that come to Thailand. And I would say a small percentage misbehave. Now, if it was me and I shit in the back of a taxi, or I told somebody, "Fuck you, I'm not taking my shoes off," I bet you I would be in a heap of trouble. Oh, but don't offend the Israelis. Listen, I'm not trying to offend anybody. If it offends you, that's your fucking problem. Simple. You did the deed, take responsibility. When I go back to England, I always take my shoes off when go to people's houses. Thailand has taught me that. I mean, really, that's it. I mean, when I go to my house, I take my shoes off. What's the problem? What is the problem? And all these people who are like, oh, the Israelis are good people. You shouldn't treat them. Oh, fuck you. I don't want to hear it. I really don't want to hear it. That kind of stuff, you know, we kowtow to people and we bow down and kiss their asses. And nobody needs to kiss their ass anymore. They don't need to kiss their ass. Simple. So, Brandon, you started up a firestorm here. Will the Burmese displace more and more Thai workers? Well, they do displace them. But Thailand does need workers. And the work that they're doing is work like you're in the market and you're carving up fish to go to be sold. You know, those kind of things. They are bringing in fish into the factory and boxing them up and then taking them. So they're making like 200 baht a day, which is below the minimum wage. So that's why they're allowed to do it. And to them, they're going to do anything they can to stay out of the country. I don't know. Who are you sitting next to? How's your heart? I gotta see. Oh, there you go.
My heart says
Big slice marks.
going all right because I'm still up and walking around.
Give Andy some FaceTime.
Oh, there you go. Oh,
There he is. Andy is eating.
I thought I was getting the cappuccino, but I got
Oh, you got an espresso? Huh? I got a cappuccino. That's a cappuccino.
very strong.
Where's your wife? Where's your sidekick? Billy thought you were on house arrest.
I've just come back from China. Got here yesterday from China. 4 weeks in China.
Well, I wish I could
Man,
say I was
got
happy
some
for you.
stories.
I wish I could say I was happy for you, but I've been to China twice, and I don't plan on going back. Well, I've been there actually 3 times, but if you call Hong Kong China, then I've been 3 times. And well, it's actually I've been to Hong Kong 4 times, but so that would be 6 times. But I have no plans to go back to China.
Oh, had some issues there, I tell you.
Yeah, well, my issue, you know what issue I had in China? Let me just turn this here. I'm sorry, but the issue I had in China was the diapers that were put on the babies. Do you know about that? Well, you know, a regular diaper, it's just a flat piece of cloth, however it is, and it folds in the front, folds in the back, then you wrap it around and you tie it, and it's all sealed up. So if the kid pisses or shits, it goes right in the Pampers. I was in Huili for a boxing event several years ago, and I was with my friend from Hong Kong. He was taking us there. He was taking a fighter there, and we were there with him. And he was making sure we were well taken care of because he was from Hong Kong. And he's like, these fucking mainlanders. He was cursing them under his breath. So we're on our way back. We'd already done the fight. We're leaving. We're in the airport, and we see this lady. We see this lady, and she's carrying the kid, and she's holding the kid up. Oh, baby, oh. Now, normally I would go, baby, all right, you know. Instead, she goes, oh, you're so cute. And then she sees his little dick starting to get hard. Because in his diaper, in the front and the back, there's a slot where his dick and his little butthole is showing. His dick starts to get hard. So she kind of turns him a little bit. Next thing you know, he's pissing. And he's pissing on the floor. She just walks away. La, 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 la. And then a couple seconds later, the kid starts shitting on the floor. So she just is walking around. There's piss and shit all over the floor. And we showed my friend. We go, what the hell is this? And he looks and he's just like, and he's like, you know, cursing the mainlander again. So he goes over to the airport security and he says, what is this? Look, 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 look. And so the security went over to her and said, you need to clean this up. And she was indignant. She was like, no, I'm not cleaning it up. Why do I have to clean it up? It's not my job. Make the people who clean the airport up, make them clean it up. And he was pushing her and pushing her and pushing her. You need to clean this up, lady, or I'm going to kick you out of here. Finally, she did. But I'm thinking to myself, what good is the diaper that has a hole in the front and a hole in the back of it? What good is that? Where is the easiest girls except from Thailand, Philippines, Colombia, Brazil? Dude, anywhere, if you got money, any of those places are fine. It costs money. If you don't have money, depends on your game. For some reason, Cambodian girls like me. I don't know why. Vietnamese, I've never seen any that really like me. Brazilians, I don't know that they would like me either. So, you know. Okay. What is this here? No money, no honey. Colombian women, you know, they expect a lot. Now, you just want to get some hooker. That's a different story. I'm telling you. It's like you're here and you go into the bar and you pick a girl. Oh, I want her. Yeah. Well, she, in her mind, she's like, I'm going to go bang this guy, get the money, and I'll go home and I'll stay with my sister in my apartment. And tomorrow morning we're going to eat, you know, sometime or whatever it is. And maybe the guy is thinking, oh, I'm going to take her home. I'm going to screw her all night. I'm going to do whatever I want. She's thinking, how can I get out of this shit? And then if you're in Colombia, I mean, it's the same thing. If you're paying for them, you're going to pay your whole life. Now, riddle me this. A man comes to Thailand. He does not know anybody. Although he met a girl on one of the dating apps. But within the first 2 or 3 days, he gave her $500 as spending money. Apparently, he doesn't have any more money. But he gave her that money because, well, I'm staying with her. And now, to me, I look at it and I go, wait a minute, why would you give her $500? She's got a job. She works. $500 is almost, 17,000 baht. Why would you give it to her? It's not like you've been with her for 6 months and she goes, you know what? I had a job and I was doing really well. I lost my job and, I've been looking for a job and I can't find one right now and I can't pay my rent this month. But I think I have a job lined up. I'll get it in 2 weeks. If she came to you like that, you go, okay, maybe you give it to her. Listen, think about it this way. What does it cost you? And what do they do for you? If you come to Thailand and all you're doing is shelling out your money and you're shelling out 10,000 baht every day you go out and you're not even pulling a girl every day, well, it's quite expensive. It's better you just like work on your Thai. You work on your Thai and do things without having to pay. I mean, let me give her 50,000 a month so she'll be my girl. That's just stupid. Oh, I know a couple of teachers, and they've said, one of them told me, the girls, they're smart now. They'll come up and try to sweet talk them and try to be nice to get a better grade. And he's just like, I can't do it. It's just the protocol is, he's not going to lose everything or risk it. And I think that's smart. You just got to draw the line. Now, if she graduated and he stopped teaching at that place, well, then it's on. But maybe it wouldn't happen then. Scott, you could have been a millionaire long ago if you didn't marry and had 2 kids over the last 20 years. You know what? You know nothing. You know what you think. You know what I let you know. You don't know anything else. You don't know about my wife and about what she makes. You don't know about what I've had, what I've gone through. You have no idea. It's just like the guy who said, oh, Thailand attracts all the poor motherfuckers. That's why they get all the backpackers. And I said, so if you live here, you're poor. I understand you might not be like a guy who's going to live in Singapore. Not Singapore, Switzerland. But what about all the hundreds of thousands of baht that I've spent year after year after year for my kids' high school, for my kids' college? Let's see, 400, 500,000. What does that say? That I'm a dirt poor person? There was a time when I had a fair bit of money. And yeah, then I had kids. And that's all right. I don't care. So, maybe I could have been a millionaire. Maybe I wouldn't be. I don't know. What does that matter? Why does that matter to you? You're over there. You're living there, talking about your life, and you're never over here. Not that I see. I haven't seen shit. And the thing is I'm over here living my life. I do what I want. People don't tell me what to do here. Maybe my wife does once in a while, or she thinks she can. But people don't tell me what to do here. I live my life. I do what I want. And, I'll tell you something. Once you get a pension, once you get Social Security, once you know you have a certain amount coming in every month without fail, watch The Gambler with John Goodman and Mark. What's his name? What the hell's the guy's name? Mark something or other. Mark, Wahlberg. There's such a thing as fuck you money. Scott, I want you to work for me. I don't want to work. Yeah, but you're going to make great money. You're going to do this. You're going to do that. I'm going to have you. You only work like 6 hours a day. No, I don't want to. Fuck you. I'm not working. Oh, Scott, you want to run Stickman's site? No, I run my own site. I do whatever I want. Yeah, but I'll pay you money. No, fuck you. It's called fuck you money. Because you know you're going to have enough to take care of everything. You're fine. You're good. Isn't that what everybody's looking for? Oh my God. It took me 5 years learning Thai. Need to choose carefully the next country before learning the language. If not easy, girl, no worth wasting my time learning the language. Dude, if you're moving to a country for a woman, you're an idiot. Why move for a woman? Move for shit that you want. Listen. Well, that too. What? Why? What is that? You want to chase after a girl? Good, go ahead. I never did chase after them. You put the feelers out, and then if you get them, you get them. I don't understand it. I don't understand dumbasses. Oh, I gotta go over to Thailand and get myself a girl. And let me tell you something. I know a few people that have come over here and they're like, yeah, I think I'm gonna find myself a girlfriend and maybe I'll get married. And how about you just let things play out how they play out? And if you get what you think you want, good for you. If you don't get it, oh well, make a life for yourself. Make something to do. Become a photographer. Become a writer. Become a businessman. And don't worry about the women. Yeah, stop being simps, man. Jesus Christ. Yeah, many go home broke. Well, not if you're concentrating on what makes you money and what you want. No, I mean really. What does any of that shit matter? I just laugh at you guys. Really, I laugh. Well, MGTOW, I'm sure you can find a book on ladyboys if you wanted one. How about you go and you bring a lot of money to Thailand and then you end up with a little bit. That's how you do it. Tell him next. That's what he has to do. He has to get it in his head that when he loses one, he goes, next. I told that to a girl once. Now, it was a Starbucks girl. She was all upset. I don't know. He's going to dump me. I go, tell him next. Fuck off. Next. See you later. I'll find another one. First of all, she's a woman, and she was a good-looking woman. And she's a young girl, kind of, but, you know, her mind wasn't really mature. She was like 23 or 24, and she was not mature. But so what? Tell the guy, hey, listen, now's the time to man up. Stop thinking, oh my God, my princess, I lost her. Oh, honey, what are you going to do? Come back to me, baby, even though you were sucking on all kinds of things and I didn't know who you were with. You tell her, okay, thank you. Next. See you later. Yeah, if you didn't get girls where you were, you ain't going to get girls anywhere. God. You know what? Find out for yourself, MGTOW. Find out for yourself. I know what it is. Well, there's a couple people that are obsessed with it. And I just go, okay, good for you. Okay, I salute. Good for you. Whatever. If that's what you want, go ahead. It's not for me. Yeah, I mean, come on. This is the thing. There are people that are in Pee Wee League, and there are people that are in the majors, and there are people that are retired from playing in the majors. When somebody says to me, I got to think about where I'm going to go next because that way I'll learn the language so I can find myself a girl. Dude, you're in the fucking Pee Wee Leagues. When you say somebody that's retired that was playing the majors, that was me. Yeah, Hall of Famers. Well, I didn't go there, but okay, yeah, that's something else. Well, I mean, listen. Yesterday, Alex turned 24. Nicholas is 22. They're getting old. You remember when I put them on here and they were like 8 years old, 10 years old? They're little kids. And now I'm at the point where I'm like, hey, I've done my job. I got to keep an eye on them. I got to kind of help them and guide them a little bit when they need help. But for the most part,
Girlfriends?
huh?
Girlfriends. Girlfriends.
No. Well, not with them. I'm not. Listen, they know their own shit when it comes to women, and they're not like the kind who are going to be like, oh, I got to learn a language so I can get this girl. That is the dumbest thing I've heard. They're the ones who go, no, I don't want nothing to do with that one. And Alex told me once, he goes, you know what? He goes, a lot of the girls I meet, they're just straight up sluts. And I go, really? Yeah. He goes, some of them, he goes, I got friends. My friends want to take turns with them. And he's like, I look at it and I go, oh God, man, I don't want a chick like that. He goes, I want one that's clean. You know, I got to be careful. Grandma might be watching. She hears about what my kids are talking about. And, Nicholas has got to finish school, and that's what he's concentrating on. He's not concentrating on a job or women or anything like that. It's school. I always tell him, be like a Chinese guy. So, what does that matter? What does that matter? Dude, you are out there, man. So what if they're mellow? Does that make you feel good? My girl is mellow. Ugh. The reality is, if a woman has a kid or kids, and it's not yours, then the father is almost certainly going to be involved in the picture, which means you not only have a relationship with the woman, you also have a relationship with the man that she was hooked up with before and the kids. And you have no idea what that relationship would be like. So for me, the thing is, I told myself, I mean, I've been with women with kids, and I told myself, the last one I went, you know what? I don't want to take over and be instant papa. That's not what I want. Now I'm already a papa. I mean, I'm papa, and I'm past that part of my life. And no, there's nobody that's really a YouTuber that I'm great friends with. I mean, other than like Steve from Steve's Kitchen, and he's completely different than what I am. But there's nobody in Thailand or anything like that. You know, it's not. It's not necessarily I don't like them, or I gotta show you this. Girl's over there dancing. I want to get her to look. Very good dancer. Good dance. Tendaya. Most fathers in Thailand seem to vanish more than stick around to help with their kids. Seeing this often in Thailand. Well, yeah, some. This is what I mean. You don't want that. And that's why I will say this again. That is why if you come over here and you're 30 years old and you've got yourself a little 24-year-old, 23-year-old, and she's all sweet and innocent and lovely, maybe that's the one that you focus on and try to get to, um, you know, try to get into something with, because I can tell you that in another 10, 15 years, you're going to be the guy who's got the girl who's got a bunch of kids or a kid. You're the guy who's going to be hooking up with somebody that's got all kinds of baggage. She doesn't trust people. And, I mean, crazy stuff, man. Yeah. Don't do that, dude. It's just ridiculous. Anyway, ah, you know what I do have here? Have you ever seen this, Andy? It's from, well, don't do anything with it, but it's from Australia. Yeah, where they sold it in Australia and then they sold out of it. It's a spray.
It works.
Yeah, it works for Skindle. I'll show you in a second. Someone else's kids is a sure path down misery lane. Yeah, you know what's so funny? I've been on here for now 13 years, and I've been saying the same fucking thing for 13 years. I've always said, I love Thailand. I like Thailand. There's a lot of good things about Thailand, but there are negatives. And if you don't see them or you refuse to see them and you just go, oh, don't be here. Okay, I understand. Well, then listen, if you don't want to be here, don't be here. If I didn't like it that much here, I would leave. Now, I also have a wife and 2 kids. Now I have to think about them because I don't want to leave and be the absentee father. If I had a little more money, maybe I would say, all right, let's get out of here. We're going to take off. We're going to start a business in this place or that place, and we'll just keep everything here, pay it for a year or two, and then I wouldn't have to worry about it. But I don't think that's the right thing to do. Well, you know what? It's so funny that everybody says that. Oh, you have to take care of the lady. You must take care of the woman here. That's just bullshit. Really, it's bullshit. If you're going after a poor girl from, say, Isan, and she doesn't have much money, she's making 10,000 baht a month, and you're bringing in, say, 80,000, 90,000, 100,000, 200,000, whatever it is. Well, then of course she's going to look at you and go, "Oh, that is my here's my pot of gold at the end of the rainbow." Right? I mean, but if you find a girl who's got a job, she's smart, she's not working saying, "Oh, I'm the manager of McDonald's," which I mean, they make okay money, but she's doing something more than that. Then you don't have to be with somebody who's poor and take care of them with all of your money. That's just ridiculous, man. I hear that shit and I just go, so you're telling me every Thai that lives with a Thai woman is taking care of his Thai woman? That's bullshit. Some of them are. Some of them, the woman is taking care of them. Listen, I used to make a lot more than my wife made. Now she makes more than me. Doesn't matter to me. I don't care. If it mattered to her, I'd be like, all right, we'll see you later then. Bye bye. Exactly. Well, I don't know. Like, see, you're talking about something for tourists and for expats that might be acting like tourists. I don't have these problems. Really, I don't have these kind of problems. I mean, I go out in the front here and the Thai's, I'm in line. The Thai, okay, he's in line. I go in, getting my taxi or whatever. No problem. They're not jumping in front of line and, oh, you stupid farang up. Nothing like that. Well, okay, make $2,000 a month and then take care of your woman and her kid or kids when you have them. Oh God, what is this doing again? Again, it's locking up. Yeah, all this stuff about ties are getting um, fed up and oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They hate. Listen, if they hate me, I don't care. I'll stay away from them. Then you don't need my money. That's how it is. If you really hate me and I know it, then I won't be around you. Why? I mean, really, where I live, I don't get shit from anybody. In fact, people bring food. They bring all kinds of presents and stuff to me and my wife. And sometimes I'm the one who answers the door. If she doesn't answer the door, I go answer the door. Oh, hello, Swati. I talk to them. Boom. And sometimes we give gifts to them. And when it comes to me getting in confrontations, I don't get into confrontations now. And you know what? I can tell you the only time I ever felt like an ATM is when I was dealing with the hookers, and and I knew it was pay for play. You can only give what you want to give. It's not like they weasel you out and trick you out of $10,000. Most of the time that doesn't happen. Guys just give it to them of their own free will. Well, I guess she's a good girl. I'll give it to her. I don't get it. And some of these, I should say something about this, but what I don't get is how some guys can be so naive and so stupid. They'll give their money to a Thai woman. They'll live with them. There are little rules that you learn along the way. Oh, you met a Thai girl? Yes. She a good girl? Oh, yeah, of course. Very good. Okay. How long you known her? 10 days? 10 days, you don't know her. I guarantee you, you don't know her. Oh yeah, but you know, we moved in together. Oh God. Now you're living together. Finding the girl is very easy for the most part. Getting rid of her is the difficult part. And sometimes you want to get rid of her, it's going to cost you money. That's how it works. Now, what is this? I've been hearing Thai getting fed up for the last 10 years or so. I've been hearing about it for the last 30. So they get fed up. I mean, really, they get fed up. So what? We don't get fed up either. We all get fed up. But you know what? If you want me to come here and you want me to be a tourist, well, then allow me to come here, allow me to do things. Don't give me shit, treat me well. And this is what people are getting a little bit sick of now, is that the Thais who work in the tourist industry are a little less kind and a little more greedy than they used to be. And then they go to a place like Cambodia, and the Cambodians are all smiling to them and being nice to them, and they think, oh, Cambodians are so nice. Even the Cambodians are really, the Cambodians, you know, they may not say it out loud, but then if they're behind closed doors and you put it right to them, hey, what do you think about these people? They come to my country, they bring money. Okay, very good. Now it may get to a point where they go, I used to think it was good, and now it's just a bunch of bullshit. There's too many of them. And that's what's happened to Thailand. I said, what would happen if Thailand came and had expats in the number, or not expats, tourists, and it was 50 million instead of 40 million? Well, now I can see what happens. You're not even near 40 million and people are complaining, which means that the infrastructure is not built to support more than the 40,000. You start getting towards the top, 38, 40,000, and people are complaining. You know, you better do something. You better start fixing some things to get that extra 10 million if you want it. But the chances are that's not going to happen. It's the way it goes. Well, it's all anecdotal evidence. However, when you hear, let me just read you something. If I can, if I get this fucking thing to work right. Give me a second. Every time I let this thing sit for a while and it doesn't do much, then I don't know, it gets really slow. Okay, let me hit this. Come on, baby. All right, here we go. Well, oh, there we go. All right. Pattaya is too expensive now. Well, now this guy says uh never felt like more like a walking wallet than in Vietnam. Our taxi from Hanoi Airport just flat refused to take us to our hotel. Insisted the hotel we had booked was his mate's place. Had to walk the rest of the way. Well, I hate to tell you this, but then you tell that taxi driver to fuck off. Not, you don't say those words. You be nice about it. No, thank you. I'm going to find another taxi. And he may not like it, but oh well. I live in Jom Tien, but I am writing this comment from Da Nang, Vietnam. Why? The Thai government chased me away when in September 2023 they announced the amendment to the existing tax law that now my incoming bank transfers are subject to taxation. This has been in place for years, this tax law. And they say something about it, and everybody freaks out about it. Now, you may have to pay some tax, but the chances are a lot of people aren't going to pay tax, and the Thai government doesn't give a flying shit about it. I forget what the percentage is that Thai people pay, but it ain't very much. It's like 15% or something. I am not alone. I know of many other expats who are now voting with their feet and spending their hard-earned money outside of Thailand and nearby countries to avoid this new tax problem. Why is this current Thai government killing the golden goose? Expat retirees who want to spend their wealth and assets in Thailand. Yeah, okay. If you only want cheap booze and sex, Thailand is far more advanced. I lived in Pattaya for 6 years. Had the best time ever. Had to leave 10 years ago when visa regulations and exchange rates caught up with me. Now I'm in Vietnam. 40-day visa-free entry. Bui Vien Street in Saigon is much better than Walking Street now. It's just better in Vietnam now. Angeles, Philippines, that's a shithole. I've been there many times, and it's a shithole. Sorry. Or even Tokyo during winter is now more affordable. Vietnam, no visa for digital nomads. I don't know. That's not what I heard, but Vietnam has a 90% never return rate. Let's not get crazy yet, Scott. Most people would choose Thailand way before Vietnam. And that is everyone you have quoted is LBH, I guess. Go to Cambodia if you're broke and not too fussy about looks. Vietnam if looks matter to you, but nightlife doesn't. Go straight to Thailand if you're looking for the best overall experience and don't mind a lot of pushy service with fake smiles. There you go. Hey, thank you very much there, Mr. A and B. Appreciate that. I don't mean to give you too much shit, but I try to tell it like it is. So if you're an expat, you find your places you go to often, you get to know the people, then you have good interactions. You don't need everyone to treat you like a regular everywhere you go and smile at you. Exactly. I mean, listen, I come to the mall most of the time. When I go to other malls, sometimes I know people at these other malls. Sometimes I don't. I've been to just about so many places now. I mean, you look at it, the list of coffee shops I got, I've only been keeping track for about a year, and I have like 120 places. That's just coffee shops. Now, some of them I go in, I wouldn't remember the people, they wouldn't remember me. That's just coffee shops. 7-Elevens around my area. I go in, I see the same people. Hey, how are you doing? It happens all the time. I come to the mall. The people in the mall, they know me. I know them. The cashiers always talk to me. Hey, how you doing? Oh, you're here early today. Huh? Really? Well, I mean, come on. I'm biased against the mall banca because I come here all the time. 15% tax rate for Thai starting at 150,000 baht, max out of 30. Where do you get this from? The tax rate starts at 0. It goes to 5%, 10%, 15%, 20%, 25%, 30%, 35%. And I think it only goes, I'm not sure, but it might only go to 30%. So I don't know where you're getting your information from. I wouldn't go to Cambodia with my family and live there. Now, my wife has been saying, let's go to Cambodia. And part of me thinks, okay, maybe I will. I would go there to visit. Now, Vietnam, she and I have been to Vietnam a couple of times together. And yeah, it's all right. It's all right. But we went to Da Nang. I think that was the third trip we took to Vietnam together. And it was a lot of fun. And I thought to myself, there are some places, huh? There's a lot of places in Vietnam, and I thought, wow, what it would be like to live here. But that doesn't mean I want to live there. I don't know, because I mean, I'm entrenched here, and I speak the language. So why would I go to those places? Okay, but Thailand is having its growing pains or problems, whatever you want to say, and it's grown too much. That's what it is. I got it from a Thai business lady in Chiang Mai from the government website. I believe this source is solid. Tax rate is 0% up to the first 150. I don't think you're right. Jesus Christ. I got to type this shit in and tell you. No, it's 500,000 baht to 750,000 baht for 15% tax. Okay? 300 to 500 for 10% tax. 100 to 150 is 0%. 150 to 300 is 5%. 300 to 500 is 10%. 500 to 750 is 15%. 750 to a million is 20%. A million to 2 million is 25%. 2 million to 5 million is 30%. And 5 million, more than 5 million, is 35%. Okay? So there you go. So if you earn 150,000 baht, you're not paying 15% tax. And somebody else told me, oh, if you send in 800,000 baht or a million baht to buy a house, you still have to pay, what is it, 20, what did he say, 20%? 2 million baht, 30%. He's like, oh, you still have to pay 30%. No, you don't. You don't need to pay 30%. That's bullshit. All you have to do is get a paper that you sign, and it says, I intend to use these funds to purchase a house, and then you don't pay any tax. I mean, there's a lot of people talking, and they talk about how bad it is. Oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about that. Yeah, you're right. You don't know. That's the truth. Jesus Christ. This is off of HSBC, their expat website. It's such bullshit. Really, it's crazy fish. That's such bullshit. Really, it really is. Thank you, Bud. Thank you very much. Give Bud a likes and a thing there. Love your unfiltered viewpoints and no BS attitude. Please never change. Well, I haven't changed in 63 years. Cheers from your neighbor state, Alabama. Alabama. I have built 2 homes, not paid any tax. You see that? And yet there are people that say when you transfer the money in, oh, you got to pay 30%, so the house is more expensive. No, it's not. You haven't got a clue. What does Scott say? He said something. I sometimes hear vloggers say often, I have to watch what I say. Example, vlogger Thai talk with Dan. What's the deal? There's only a couple of things you can't talk about. And if you know anything about Thailand, you know what you can't talk about here. And there are some things you have to be careful you don't defame people. That's all. Yeah, that's right. Roll Tide. What the hell was that guy's name? Bear Bryant? There you go. Those were my days. Got me, man. I haven't watched football in 30 years, pretty much. Anyway, we are almost at 120 minutes. That is 2 hours, which is pretty damn good. That's a pretty long stream. I don't know how I kept talking.
Not do I.
Yeah,
Yes, I do. You could talk underwater.
I could talk about anything, I guess, but I just don't care what people are thinking. I think that's it. I'll say anything. I can't let myself care. Well, I don't know about his channel, but all I know is I try to tell the truth as I see it. Anyway, that not out of respect, out of fear. Yeah. Anyway, what is this? All right. Well, oh, you know what? I have this. This is the spray, and this has worked miracles for me the last 4 days.
Good old Aussie product.
Oh,
Probably made in China in here.
it gets really, really cold, and it's like this is like $9. It's a little bit expensive, but it gets really cold on your skin,
Yeah.
and it feels really good. Per Skindle, you spray, it gets cold, and then you don't feel any pain. Yeah, you know what? A couple of days ago, I couldn't move my arm, and I typed into Chat GPT all my symptoms. What do you think about it? And said, it sounds like your shoulder is wrecked. And I was like, oh, shit. I made an appointment for the doctor, and I thought, okay, well, I guess I'm going to have to go to the doctor. And the doctor that I want to go to is in Chiang Mai. I'm like, all right, I'll be going to Chiang Mai in a couple of weeks. And then I started using this stuff, started eating paracetamol, because I had been using the pain medicine that I had. Now I started, I use the pain medicine, but I'm trying to not use it all that much. And with the paracetamol, man, I don't know what it is. I don't feel as much pain. I mean, I can go up, but I couldn't punch like that. It does hurt, but it's not that bad. I still can't spray behind me, and I have to use my opposite hand. I'm 61, transitioning to retirement and learning time. Makes me so much better to be able to read menus and communicate, especially in remote areas. Don't be lazy. You got to learn the language. Thank you very much. Not really. It's not. I guess I could if I wanted to feel some substantial pain. I just use the other hand. That's what I've been doing, and it seems to work fine. But I'm a lot more mobile than I was. Oh man, I don't want to be interviewed by anybody, and I don't want to interview anybody. I don't want to do all that stuff. This is why I like what I do. I do what I want to do when I want to do it. I don't have to answer to anybody. I don't have to answer any questions if I don't want to. I like it just like this. So, I know who he is. I don't watch his stuff or anything like that, but I do know who he is. And I respect what he does, but I don't want to be interviewed. I mean, yeah, maybe when I'm here for 50 years, I'll be interviewed by somebody, and I won't give a fuck. But now I do. I don't want to be interviewed. It goes counter to what I am. Just some dude with a phone that's making videos. Anyway, oh man, I got to spray some on the back arm. Yeah, it's not calcification buildup in the joints. It's it's called rotator cuff injury. That's what it is. Thailand on the periphery is better, in my opinion. Don't get too involved. Until you get older, it gets worse. I'm 68 and it sucks. I learned from you and Andy. Thailand will make you go bald. Make me go bald? It hasn't. The only reason it's gone bald is because I've gotten old here. When I came here, I was what, 32? Oh God! Don't tell me I need to do yoga. I used to do yoga. I have videos of me doing yoga, and I was getting good at it. Now I'm not going to be doing yoga. It's not going to happen. I'm too fucked up. You don't know. You have no idea. The fights I've been in the ring, out of the ring, things I've done, the injuries I've sustained. I have more injuries than you probably could even dream of having. So, I mean, I appreciate yoga and I like it, but I can't really do it anymore. I just can't. Not with my arm. There's no way. I could barely grab my hands behind my back before, and I really worked it into where I could get my hands like this. Now I can't even put my right arm behind my back. Oh God. What is this? Hi Dave. Just sent you a message online. Dave. Oh, Dave is on the Gotta Love Thailand. How many floors did you fall from? Four. Yes. Yeah, well, I mean, that was 30 years ago, but yeah, I did. 25 years ago. That was the last time. Is it 25? I don't know. 25, 27, something like that. I mean, it's hard for me to walk now. I honestly, I wore my tennis shoes today because a lot of times I wear the Birkenstocks and they don't have any, there's no give in them anymore. There's no padding really. So it's like I'm walking on the ground. But today I put on my tennis shoes to see how much padding do I have, and will it help me when I walk to where I don't hurt as much. Because I had a hip replacement. I have a bad knee that I had a cast on. I got a, what do you call it, plantar fasciitis in my right foot. My left foot has damage to it. I mean, I got my hands got damaged. So I don't think it's good for me to do yoga. I think walking, swimming when I can get my arm to work a little better, maybe some weights, a little bit of weights, but not now. So anyway, something smells like cookies here. You smell that? Smells like cookie. Cookies. Like chocolate chip cookies or something.
I tell you what, it's a very nice area.
You like it?
Last time I was here,
Uh-huh.
the old place.
Yeah, no, they redid everything. Running is not good. Running for me is not good. I have a replaced hip. I'll be 63. I don't need to run. Yes, 4-story fall. Thank you, Billy Ray. Thank you very much. Um, yeah, and I showed people in the live stream where it was, where I fell from. It looks a little different now, but I fell from the 4th floor, hit the deck, boom, I'm out. I'm out cold. Smacked my head, smacked my back, and I was in the hospital for, I'm trying to remember now how long it was. I think it was a month. Maybe it was 2 weeks. I wish I could do the ice baths. I wish maybe I'll do that. You can buy the big containers and make an ice bath yourself. Yes, and I lost my watch, sons of bitches. I had my Omega James Bond Omega Seamaster that I made payments on layaway for, and it popped off my wrist and somebody snatched it up. Anyway, now that's a good story, but that's about it. Oh, I don't know if you can hear that, but did you hear that, Andy? Like my neck cracking? Did you hear the?
No,
No.
I just told someone I was in the thumbs up.
There you go. Thank you very much. All righty. Well, once a week I can go a little bit long, so why not? Looks good to me. But an ice bath actually sounds pretty good, but I have to get a little I might have to get used to it. I might have to go, I'm not a pussy. I'm not a pussy. I'm not a pussy. And sit in the ice bath, freezing my ass off, shaking. Yeah. All right. Well, I think it's time to go. I think that is all I have. Let's see here. Do I have anything else? Who is the winner? I have this. Oh yeah, you got to remember about shrinkage. You don't want your listen. I'll tell you that you want shrinkage. Get the pole stuck up your dick when you have a stricture. You'll know what shrinkage is if you have that done. If you ever have that done, you will know what shrinkage is. And it believe me, being oh, that sounds nice. Being in the water is baby compared to having a steel rod stuck up your dick. When the doctor comes over and the nurse is standing there and they got the little thing over you, man, your dick gets to be about like this big. You can't even see it. It's like, no, don't put that thing in me. If you want comfort, convenience, improvement, infrastructure, Thailand still wears the crown. If you're betting on the future and want more value for less, Vietnam might be your long game. If you're broke, want zero red tape, or just like to live fast and loose, Cambodia is your playground. 2,000 baht. Okay, that sounds pretty good. In the end, the country doesn't make the expat. You do. Well, I know all about the finger up the ass. That's, something we all have to deal with as men. Remember to smash the like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. If you'd like to show support for the channel, you can do so by joining the VIP, I don't know, VIP section of the channel. Well, I'd rather not have a finger up my ass. For as little as $1.99. Also, if you want to send me a Dear Scott letter, which I always say this, or you want a consultation, then email me at anamericaninbangkok@gmail.com. That is all I have. Until next time, I'm Scott. I am an American in Bangkok. Chok di leo jerken mai, which means good luck and see you again. Take good care. Yeah, I don't want anything to do with the prostate. No, thank you. See you guys.